In 2002, a 16-year-old California man was accused of a terrible crime that he didn't commit. He was ultimately convicted and spent over 5 years in prison and another 5 years wearing a GPS bracelet. He had to register as an offender. There were all kinds of restrictions placed on him. He couldn't get work. He'd been a high school football star and seemed to have a bright future, but all of that was ripped away from him by a terrible false accusation. But after 10 years, the person who had accused him emerged and said that, no, he hadn't done those terrible things at all. So after losing 10 years of his life, he was finally given his life back. The lost time can never be repaid, but in essence, society forgave this young man. Although forgave might be the wrong word because he never did anything wrong that needed to be forgiven. Now listen to what God says in Hosea 14 verse 4. He says, speaking of his wayward people, I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. God says he will forgive us. He will heal our backsliding. And he isn't going to require that we do anything to pay the debt that we've incurred. That's how God treats erring people. Like the young man in the news, we'll be given our lives back and we'll be treated with love and grace and mercy. Well, of course, there's a significant difference between the wrongly accused young man and us. He was innocent when society decided he hadn't done anything wrong. We're 100% guilty, whereas guilty is sin. And God says he'll accept us and restore us and love us with a love that only heaven can offer. 10 years after he was falsely accused, several professional football teams called offering the young man tryouts. After hitting the lows, he was offered a shot at the big time. Same with us. Sin will take us down low, but this great God will heal us and love us and give us the real big time. And what's that? Everlasting life. I'm John Bradshaw for It Is Written. Let's live today by every word.